Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Crafty Christmas in July 2023 YouTube collaboration hosted by Terry from Sweet Pea Papers and Lisa from Paper Lace and Bling. There are lots of YouTubers who are participating in this year's collaboration, so please check out the description box below for all the links to their channels, Facebook groups, and Etsy shops and more. In this video, we're going to be working on the final 3 days of the December daily, so 23, 24, and 25, all coming up in this video. We're going to be starting on the red side of this page. I'm going to be placing my 23 on the page here. I've got one of the die cuts. This is one of the flourishes from Annette Green's collection from Elizabeth Craft Designs, as is this postage stamp. So I'm using one of the smaller stamp images. And I'm using one of the small tags from Elizabeth Craft Designs Planner Essentials. So I'm going to make sure my flourish is tucked behind that postage stamp. It's just going to be taking up some of the room here. I'm going to make a postage stamp kind of like a pocket or a tuck spot for this tag to stick out of. And then my 23 is going to be down here in my bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to start by adhering down my flourish first, and then I'll start layering this up. With my postage stamp, I'm going to be really careful and make sure that I'm only placing a thin line of adhesive on the top, the bottom, and then the left-hand side, because I want to make sure that my tag will slide up underneath of there. And I also need to make sure that it's far enough back on the page that my tag will stay on the page too. So it's pretty close to the edge. Got my tag in here, and then I'll add my 23 down here and be done with this side of the page. For this side of the page, I am using 3 circle dies and one of the sprays that I used previously. I've just cut this one apart. I'll place my little red stickles on it in a minute to make it look like the holly berries. But I'm going to take my circles first and place them here on the page. I've got a piece of the red Patterns and Solids, very thin. I've embossed the black background, just a little bit of the end and embossed very well, so I'm going to use this to cover that. But I want my circle piece to be underneath of it. So I'm first going to adhere the circle pieces down. Starting with this one at the top, it's going to be in the back. And I'm going to leave the adhesive just slightly off the edges because I am going to be tucking my little green sprays up underneath, and I need to make sure that I can do that. Once my circles are on, I'm going to place this piece down, but I'm not going to place any where that circle is. That way, if I place a photo there, it will still slide up underneath of here. And then I have the rest of the piece. I've curved it with my bone folder. I'm going to adhere this together in the center, and I'm going to make a bow out of it. Now I have my bow piece. I'm going to add it to my page. And I think I'm going to add it here at the top. I'm just going to leave it sit here for now and place my green pieces on my page. So this one I'm going to combine. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive here. To make this one longer so that it branches out here. This one I'm going to tuck in here. And then the shorter one I'm going to place in here. I'm going to use this really small button that was gifted to us in package by Lisa from Paper Lace and Bling. So she gave all the participants a goodie bag full of things to use in the swap. So you can check out her YouTube and also her Etsy shop where she has all kinds of different things listed. And she has a sale going on right now where if you spend $15 or more, you get a free yard of lace with your purchase. I'm going to next add some gems to my layout and I'll be done. On this one, I'm just going to add a couple of gems around my swirl piece. Not a lot, just a few. And I'm using my gold pearls for this, and I'll be using my gold pearls on the other side of the layout too. And then I'll go back and do my red stickles on my leaves for my holly berries. On this one, I'm just going to add one gold gem into the center of my button. And then I'm going to add more down the red trim strip. Then I'm going to add my red stickles to finish off the layout. I'm going to let all this dry and then I'll come back and begin layout number 24. For layout number 24, I'm going to use this card here. I've scored it at the top to create a little tab that I'm going to glue onto my page. I'm going to glue this on the page so that my little snowflake will also fit on top. So it's going to go down here towards this bottom corner of the page. Should work right here. And then I'm going to apply my snowflake. This is from the ephemera assortment. I'm just going to adhere that right to the corner. Then I'm going to take a piece of the lace trim that Lisa gave us in our goodie bag and apply it down here towards on the bottom edge. On this side, I'm going to take this paper and make a pocket with the bottom being the open part of the pocket so the tag will tuck up underneath of it. So I'm going to place this here first. And then I have another piece of that trim that I'm going to put on the bottom edge of the pocket. I want my 24 to go on next, and I'm going to place it towards the center of my page. Instead of at the top or the bottom, I'm going to have it be over here towards the center, but a little tiny bit below center. And I've got a piece of the red Patterns and Solids. I already put the Joy sticker on it, and I'm going to next take my little border strip with the birds and place it on the bottom of the tag, and then I'll place some of that trim on here too. Once I have my tag finished, I'm going to place it right up in that pocket, and it should fit right next to my number 24. And now I'm going to go ahead and place my gems on the page. On this page, I'm going to place a gem in the center at the top. In my embossing, I've got those diamond patterns, and I'm just going to place a gold gem in the center of each one. And then down the side, it's very light and faint because my embossing didn't go all the way through, but I can still kind of see it, so I'm going to place gems in the center of these diamonds running down the page. And then I'm going to do what I've done on all of my other pages and place one gem between each of these little swoops, these little banner type pieces on my trim. On this page with the 24, I'm going to do the same thing. So placing my gems on this trim piece, but also down here on my tag as well. I'm going to let all of my gems dry before I move on to the final layout, number 25. To start off page 25, I'm going to place a green photo mat, very large green photo mat on the page. I did distress the edges with my scissors and then use some black ink on those so that they will stand out. And I'm just going to place this right here, covering the entire page, because I want to have a spread where a larger photo can go, since it would be Christmas morning. Then number 25, I'm going to place here, but I'm only going to be adhering down the edge of my 25. That way the photo will slide up underneath. So this one is going to be placed right on that cream cardstock, and the rest is going to be open. And then I have my Joy to the World tag, and I have a little piece of the red paper that I'm going to place down here. So I'm going to adhere it only on the edge. So that it catches on that cream paper, and I'm going to open this up so that it's a little bit easier, so that it's flatter when it lays on the page. At this point, this is so lumpy from all of my stuff, especially my gems, that it's really hard to get things to lay flat. Then I'm going to apply my Joy to the World piece, and I'm going to adhere the end part here, and then just the tip of this is going to hit my cream paper. And the photo will slide behind it. On this side, I'm going to take this piece and make a belly band out of it, but I'm going to be very careful that it's very thin strips on the side so that I have a lot of space to add my journaling card here. So I'm just going to apply this to the center of the page. And then I've got my Happy Holidays tag that I'm going to adhere down like this on my page. So I'm just going to adhere this top portion to my belly band to make it look like a tag hanging off of a present. And then I have this large card from the cut apart sheet. I scored it in half, folded it, and I'm just going to place this under here so that there's room for 2 more photos or some journaling there about Christmas morning. And this can be placed this way with the bird or this way with the flower part. So it's really, I'm gonna leave it this way, but it's really easy to switch that around just based on whatever this spread ends up looking like. I'm going to add my gems and then we'll be finished with spread 25. I'm going to first start with some red gems. I'm gonna place 1 in the center of my tag here. And then I'm going to place 1 in each of these 3 corners. I'm not going to place 1 up there because the 25 is up there and obviously it already has red gems on it. So I'm just going to do these 3 corners. On my card here, where my holly berries are, I'm going to place 3 of these gems. Now with my gold gems, I'm going to place a couple across here and then 1 over here. This is it for page 25. So now we're completely finished with all of the pages in the December daily, but we're not quite finished with the book yet. So I hope you'll stay tuned. I've got another video coming up for you that I'm going to add some of the finishing touches on. So since my cover that I first started out with, I'm gonna bring it in now, obviously is way too small, because this is just 2 of those signatures. The 3rd one isn't in there, it's right here. Obviously, I need to make a larger cover. So I'm going to make my new cover and I'm going to come back and finish up decorating the cover if need be, adding a few finishing touches. So I hope you will join me in that video. And then I'll do a final flip through where you can see the whole entire December daily together in one place. Don't forget to check out all the other YouTube channels listed in the description box below, as well as check out some of the Etsy shops, Facebook groups, and other things listed down there. Thank you for watching and have a great day.